Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So today we're going to be covering some more gaming related news, beginning with this headline that has a lot of people very confused. So That Park Place reports Mass Effect the board game designer attacks fans as effing man babies after game receives negative reviews allegedly for pushing gender ideology. So if I had a nickel a franchise sold out for this kind of stuff, I'd have a pretty good amount. I could buy a fast food burger. Like I could buy a Five Guys burger. That's how much money I would have collected with that sort of comparison. But what are people talking about when they say that Mass Effect is pushing gender ideology? Well, this is the screenshot that's making the rounds on Twitter right now. It's very obvious what they're doing. They are pushing this gender ideology. You can see Shepard, he, him pronouns, Liara, she, they pronouns. And also not lost on me is what I believe is a very clear misspelling right here. They're supposed to be saying adrenaline and they missed the D, which is just kind of sloppy. And maybe I have the wrong information here, but it seems like they misspelled this image. But clearly what people are complaining about is the pronouns being added to this game in this franchise. And you know, you don't have to be an expert in the field, and you don't even have to be someone who feels one way or the other. You can like pronouns being added to games like this. You can also dislike it. But everyone looking at these things objectively can recognize that adding stuff like this and virtue signaling about gender ideology is not a great decision for your game and your franchise. And for every game that is quote unquote successful with these sorts of things, there are infinite other games that are not successful after adding stuff like this. Now, things would get a little bit complicated when the designer of this game, Eric Lang, would have a complete meltdown on social media. So you can see this post on Blue Sky where he says, "I'm so proud of Mass Effect and so endlessly tired of effing man babies who try to tank our BGG rating because we took 10 seconds to add pronouns to the squad mates. And yes, I realize that reacting to them gives them oxygen, but F off. I get to be mad about this stupid stuff." It's like this dude discovered like curse words yesterday. He's like a teenager discovering curse words for the first time. Like, relax, man. But here's the thing, okay? He's talking about people being man babies for leaving negative reviews on this game. And this post right here, this is something that a man baby does, complaining about people criticizing their product. Now, you can see the ratings breakdown at this current time. At the time of this specific post, there are, in terms of the 10 rating, there's 14. In terms of the 1 rating, there are 10. So keep that ratio in mind because we will revisit these rating breakdowns as it's updated over the course of time. However, in a Twitter post, he would go over to Twitter to complain further about this situation. In a now deleted tweet, he would say this: "I hate even talking about this on social media, but if you played Mass Effect, the board game, would you mind giving it a rating on BGG to offset the effing man babies trying to tank the rating with one star rating because they can't handle looking at pronouns on a character sheet?" So once again, calling people effing man babies while this dude is simultaneously crying on multiple social media platforms about receiving a negative review on his board game. So this user would reply saying, "Good sir, I was about to get right on BGG and do that because you're Eric Lang, and I will always respect you, but maybe you should reflect, listen, and stop centering your politics in a space others want to feel included in." And Eric Lang would reply saying, "Nice try." And like I said, all these tweets would be deleted, including this right here, where he would say, "Deleted the stupid post because, well, you know why. I hate deleting posts that I stand behind, but F it. Twitter sucks so effing much." Ah, yes, the bravest soldier on social media saying, "I stand by everything that I say, including the things I delete because I'm getting criticism online." But anyways, everything kind of just adds up if you're looking at this dude and his social media accounts, including his Blue Sky account. Now, I mentioned this in a previous video from a few days ago, but I think people like me and anyone who is covering similar topics in the gaming industry should do a better job of checking Blue Sky accounts of relevant parties, because people on that platform have been essentially operating completely unchecked. They're living in a complete and utter bubble right now, okay? They're living in a bubble where they think they can say and do whatever they want and none of their critics are going to see what they're doing on Blue Sky, which, by the way, again, Blue Sky is essentially a Twitter alternative where these people have gone because they believe that Twitter is no longer safe for them to exist on. And when we look at the Blue Sky account of Eric Lang, we get some bangers like this, right? So people are very political on Blue Sky because, again, they think nobody's going to check. And I wanted to point out this post in particular. So Eric Lang says this: rare political post on Blue Sky, but wow, not rare, by the way. In quotes, political violence has no place, end quote. Looks at the United States of America's serial bipartisan funding of international political violence through checks notes, all of history. Alrighty then. So this looks cringe, like a Son Piker fan type post here, but looking at the dates of this post is really important for context. So this was back on July 15th of this year. This was 2 days after the attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. So he is posting this in response to people saying political violence has no place, and he is seemingly trying to justify that assassination attempt and political violence in general, which is a very unhinged and mask-off thing to do. And again, because it's Blue Sky, they think nobody's paying attention. But focusing on recent posts from Eric Lang, and I believe this was also deleted from their Blue Sky. So he says this in response to more negative reviews saying, "This is what you get for letting your guard down for 1 second and speaking in anger. F me, I'm just tired." So you can see that the ratings breakdown has significantly shifted ever since he was begging for more positive reviews. In fact, if you compare the two, so here's before when he was starting to ask for more positive reviews, and afterwards, about a day that elapsed between these two posts, where the 10 rating went from 14 to 30, so a 16 increase, and the 1 rating went from 10 to 52, a 42 increase. So obviously, balance is all things should be. If you're going to beg for positive reviews while calling the critics effing man babies, I think this is very fair. I think this is what should happen. And for everyone criticizing this saying, oh, it looks like he's getting review bombed, well, he was the same person asking people to leave positive reviews, right? He was doing the same thing, just in a different direction. And also, it is important to note that for a time, and there was definitely some evidence suggesting this, some of the reviews, the 1-star reviews of this game were being deleted, and some of the users who were leaving those reviews were being banned. However, after checking this morning, it appears that the ratings are returning, and the evidence is very clear on that. So you can see the ratings breakdown now. The 10-star rating has only gone up to 35, and the 1-star rating has skyrocketed to 99. So if Eric Lang was tired earlier, he is napping now, because this is getting only worse and worse for him and this board game. And yeah, basically you reap what you sow. Nobody really feels sorry for you if you're going to inject all of this woke ideology into your game and try to virtue signal and also chastise people for trying to criticize these sorts of things and not wanting it into their games or any of their hobbies, which I think is a very fair thing to do for these people who just want to enjoy games without being reminded of all this nonsense going on in the world. And the ratings of this really reflect that sort of mindset that most people, most potential and actual customers of games and franchises like this actually have. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.